So we were walking by and we found this really awesome little booth, kind of tucked away with a bunch of Unreal Engine and Unity stuff and games listed, and the company's name is called Umbra. We're like, hey, what's going on? It's the same name as the dog. So we stopped, asked a few questions, and it turns out that it's a plugin for Unreal Engine, but it's also built into Unity 5. What exactly is it, and how does it make things better?
So Umbra is a tool for optimizing graphics performance. So it does so by finding out what parts of the game world are visible at any given time, and then the game engine can then speed up the frame rate by only focusing on the parts that are actually visible.
So it changes the database of where the 3D objects are located when you're looking at the game. Or when the game is running.
It's actually it's very complicated process of how it actually does that. I'm not going to go into details. It's actually one of the most difficult problems in computer graphics in the 1970s. To solve it, lots of mathematics involved. But I'll just show you it in action how it actually works. So this is a map of one of our customers. This is from the ArenaNet's game Guild Wars 2, one of the capital cities in the game. So here on the left, I'm the players here on the left, and once I move around the map, you can see that the colors change on the right-hand side. So on the right-hand side, we're showing what is actually being drawn for the players, so the gray parts, and the red parts are the ones that Umbra has found to be hidden. So the game engine doesn't have to do any work on those parts.
Gotcha. So it only renders exactly what it needs for the player experience.
Exactly. So either improving the frame rate or then drawing more prettier pixels, basically.
Excellent. So just to make sure I got this right, it is built into Unity 5.
Yes, it's built into Unity 5.
And you said for Unreal, it's a plugin. Now, where can someone go and get that plugin?
So yes, Unreal 4 it's a plugin, and they would have to go to us. So there's a forum on our website that you can leave your contact information there and ask for a evaluation copy. Okay,
well that's it. Umbra, it's a really nifty tool if you guys are building a nice, big, fancy 3D game. Thank you very much, man.
Thanks a lot. Thank you.
We're here with Tomek, and we are at the GOG booth. You guys say you say GOG or Good Old Games or GOG?
No. Don't. We are GOG right now.
You're GOG?
We grew up from Good Old Games, we still remember about our roots, classic games. But as we are moving into new games, we prefer just GOG. Yeah.
So just GOG. Now you guys do everything now, and I guess the general philosophy, if you guys are unfamiliar with GOG out there, is it's DRM free.
Yeah, of course. Always. And forever.
Why do you guys do the DRM free? What's your philosophy on that?
Basically, it all goes from the past when the guys who set up a company, they were playing games like 90s. When there was you had a disc, you had it in your hands, you put it on your computer, the game was always yours. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And the same stuff is when you have DRM free game, you've got an installer, you can take it from one computer to another, and you've got the feeling of ownership. And the other thing is that DRM is not really, it's not sorting anything, You've got DRM in the game, and still after one hour after release, it's already on all torrents, you can get it, etc., etc. So, basically, we trust gamers, we trust the guys who are buying games, and we don't feel that there's a need for any analysis and all this kind of stuff. So, this is just us gamers saying, this is the way the game should be played, yeah?
Awesome. Let's talk about your client a little bit, because you guys just recently released the GOG Galaxy Client.
Yeah.
And if you guys don't know what that is, you should definitely Google that, pick it up almost immediately. That's what I use more than Steam these days. I'm actually using that quite a bit more than Steam. So Steam is all about DRM, and it still is a good way to organize your library. But you guys taken that, made it DRM free, and it's still a way to organize the library. But there are not too many features. What can we expect in the future as far as features go on the client?
First of all, it's still beta, yeah? So we are giving it to the gamers because we believe that if gamers gonna test it, they're gonna help us to make it better. So right now we are focusing, and I don't know, like in a couple of weeks there's gonna be a huge update that's gonna bring the most requested features by users. Because as you know or not know, we've got this wish list on our website, and people can put their wishes, what games they want, what features they want, and what features they want in GOG Galaxy. So there are the features, and we are working to introduce the most requested. And the big thing we're gonna introduce is rollback feature. So you can roll back the patches. So if the patches break something or do something like that, you could remove it, or and big performance updates. So like less CPU usage, less memory usage, this kind of stuff. So it's coming in like 2-3 weeks, I think. Yeah.
And the client, I guess one of the features I'm really looking forward to is like the friends integration, being able to chat and hang out. Are you guys gonna have like matchmaking abilities and like facilitate some multiplayer through the client?
Yeah, the idea is that you will be able to invite to the game, each friend you have on the list. So it's the idea is it's gonna work seamlessly. Yeah.
Pretty much
there's gonna be there.
Yeah,
we're working on an overlayer, so there's gonna be overlay, and with overlay it's gonna be much simpler. Yeah. So this is probably the next step. And I don't know if it's gonna be introduced in this update or the next update, but for sure this is on the list. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about games for just a little bit. Now, you guys, good old games. You guys are just GOG now, but you still get old games like all the time. There's DOS games that are showing up. What does it take to get those, onto the platform compatible with, new operating systems, Windows, Linux, and also, how do they get there? Do you guys go out and find the old games and be like, hey, can we have that, or do you wait for them to contact you and be like, hey, can we sell? How does it work?
Yeah, it's more like we are digital archaeologists,
You're digging through, like, hey.
Yeah. First of all, we know what kind of cool games are there, like the classic games, and we are contacting companies, because in most cases those companies they know that they got the rights, but they don't really know what to do with them. They don't see the money in those. So we are going there and say like, hey guys, we've got this model. People are buying games because they work on the current operating systems. So we're gonna do all the stuff for you. Just sign the papers. We're gonna take those games. We're gonna prepare them for all operating systems. And it's gonna work, yeah. But the case is like you've got problems in different phases. Phase one is to collect the rights, because sometimes it's like the IP is a different right holder, the music, the game itself, the source code, the different developers spread around the world. So it sometimes take like we're gonna have a very nice release of classic games in like 2 weeks, hopefully still in August. So yeah, like a classic RPG, like 70s, 80s.
Are you allowed to tell us what game?
I will not tell you.
70s, 80s, what's not on there?
No, this is gonna. No, don't even ask. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something huge. And it took us 4 years. 4 years.
You already have Ultimate. What could it be? You already have Zork.
Oh,
I don't know.
It's gonna be like a set of games. No, I will not say.
So someone in the comments figure out what this is. We've got to figure this out now.
Yeah, you can try to figure it out. Yeah.
So
basically, it's coming, and it took us like 4 years to sign it, and then sometimes it takes us like a week to prepare it for Windows, and sometimes it takes like half a year.
Now, do you guys do the preparations for Windows and Linux and everything else?
That's all us.
You package it together. And
it's all us.
Put it
It's
with
all us. And
DocSbox
we've got like 20 people in product department.
Wow.
And there is like a QA, the guys who are playing the games, and there is product tech, the guys who are repairing the game. So the guy is playing the game, and he sees like, okay, at this boss fight there is some big crash and the game doesn't work, yeah. So he sends this to product tech. The product tech is working on it, amending this, this kind of stuff, and then he sends it back to Q&A and they playing it. All right, this boss fight is fine. But when I'm trying to get into this cave, the game crashes. So it goes back to product tech, yeah? And sometimes it's very easy, and sometimes it takes like half a year or something, yeah?
I had no idea you guys did that much quality assurance on these old games. I thought a lot of them you just would package them with DOSBox and there you go.
No.
I had no idea.
It's much easier with day one games, because day one games have been tested by publisher, and like a lot of people were looking at those. But with old games, it's just like, it was somewhere there on abandonware sites, and now it's like after 10, 20, 30 years, someone needs to prepare it. And there is like different problems with Linux, different problems with Windows, different problems with Mac, yeah? And yeah.
Speaking of day one games, there's a ton of indie games coming out, and you guys get a lot of them on your site. Now, how do those get to the site? Is there a process that someone goes through of submitting, or how does someone get an indie game onto Good Old Games?
Basically, we've got the submission page. So anyone who has a cool game and wants to distribute it free on GOG can submit the game, and we've got a guy who is looking at the game. If there is an early build or something like this, he's reviewing the game, playing the game, and then discussing the release. Of course, we keep this our boutique approach, where we are not releasing everything. Yeah, so the game needs to be good.
Right.
That's
so
basically.
On that same thing, you mentioned the boutique approach.
Yeah.
How do you feel about like a green light system? Like with Steam has green light where the audience, decides what they want. Do you feel like you would rather have more input? Because I mean, the audience obviously doesn't get to really play the game all that much. Sometimes they do on early access, but a lot of times in green light they just get to see a video. It could be good, it could be bad.
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be good for you guys to open it up to the audience like green light, or do you like to keep the curation process internal?
As always, it's pros and cons. Yeah. On one hand, you've got we trust our community and we know there are good gamers, but on the other side, you can, if you are a clever guy, you can grab a lot of friends who's gonna vote for your games. This kind of stuff. So I would say that I would always like to keep the way we are doing it, that there are some people at the end of the road that gonna decide that this game is gonna be on GOG. Maybe at the first stage we could have some kind of voting system, but we have it in some way because like there is a wish list for games.
Right, you go on the forum,
people
I do that all the time.
And then we are looking. Okay, look at this one. We want to release it, so it looks good. Let's play it, and see if it's really match our catalog.
Let's just talk about your gaming background. So, what's your favorite old game, and why? You can maybe do two or maybe three.
Yeah. Me personally, I remember spending a lot of time with Worms. I know it's like
Worms. Which one? Which like Worms 1, 2, Worms Armageddon?
It was probably
World Party. I don't know.
Yeah, it was probably World Party. It was like. Let me see, it was around 90s, it was 90s. So
99 something.
Yeah. One. So probably it was one. It was even one.
Yeah.
And I remember when there was like Worms and there was Doom and there was LAN Parties. Yeah. So I was taking my computer, for a weekend to my friends, and we were like spending there 48 hours without sleeping, and my parents didn't really know if it's good or is it bad. Maybe he's supposed to drink and he's playing games, this kind of stuff. Yeah. So this guy,
Now, one more thing. We have a lot of guys out there who talk about LAN parties and stuff, and in a maybe it's the entire world, but in America, a lot of parents, they don't like sending their kids to LAN parties because like, what are you doing? You're playing games all night. It's unhealthy. But that's where I met him. That's where I met a lot of the people I work with now. How many people did you grow up with and go to LAN parties with who are now successful and you're now maybe working with or something like that? Do you have any stories like that? Or
I suppose that like 80% of people who are now at GOG took part in some LAN parties, and I suppose working at GOG is a small success, yeah?
You guys get to have LAN parties there?
Yeah, we do it. We still do it, but the thing is that it's right now with all those multiplayer features, it's you just don't really need it, but we still like LAN parties because it's different, yeah? When you bring those computers, when you connect them, when you talk with people,
And you can slap them in the head,
Yeah, exactly.
Great.
Go for a cigarette together, or this kind of stuff.
Awesome. Well, let's plug the beer. So who's making this beer?
It's a Polish company. It's a Polish company called Perun.
Yeah.
It's a Polish IPA, and we did like a dedicated beer for Gamescom, just to celebrate Galaxy awesomeness.
Well, listen, thanks very much because I've been dying for an IPA since I got here, and this is actually a pretty good IPA.
Yeah.
So thanks a lot.
We love it, and this is gonna be our tradition for next Gamescom and other parties. Yeah.
Cool. Guys, in the comments, let us know what you guys think about Good Old Games or GOG. I'm from the old school, man. I've been there since like the original. Let us know what you guys think of GOG, and if you guys haven't used the client, go check it out. See you guys in the comments.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
All right, so this is a Warhammer 40K universe game, but it is a kind of an adventure RPG. I wouldn't say it's like Diablo, but it's like Diablo. It's kind of like Dragon Age, those kinds. It's called Inquisitor. Check it out. That's how you play the game. Inquisitor Martyr, because you're really this dude, you're running around, and you get to blow stuff up, and you're probably going to die.
That's what martyrs most.
That is what martyrs most. Thank you very much, Punisher, for that bit of dialogue. So this is just pretty. I mean, this is, it's their own engine. I couldn't repeat what they said it was called if I tried, because my ability to speak those words are not there. Oh yeah, this is the same company that made Van Helsing, the Van Helsing trilogy. For a pre-alpha build, this, I mean, it's not very big. There's only a couple of little stages here you get to deal with, but for a pre-alpha build, I mean, there's a lot going on, and I'm really impressed with the smoothness of this gameplay. There's a few graphic glitches, but most of those are when it comes to like rendering shit in the background. Holy cow.
That's a big fucker. I think one of the things that's interesting for me about this game is I'm not used to having to rely upon cover, and there's like, there is a cover system in this game, even though it's an action RPG. Normally you just like run and spam, but that adds some tactics to the thing, you know.
Yeah, this guy just sprayed a bunch of goop on me. I don't know what it's gonna do.
You know, whatever you're into, this is Germany.
This guy's got multiple hit points. Like he's got arms that I can shoot off, I'm guessing.
Run! Oh god, it's tense. Your character moves slowly. Look at that power armor type thing.
I want to see if I can actually hit the arm of this thing. I switched to the other gun.
Do you have a different weapon you can switch to, or no?
There's a couple weapons. You've got this one here is, it's like a little submachine gun. Single clicks, you hold down 2 and it fires rapidly. And then this one here is a much bigger gun. So I've got my left click, which is this blasting thing. And then I've got, that was kind of cool. I think I just went into some kind of weird, super awesome.
Pancreas or something?
No, I think I hit a critical hit or something, so it went into
you
like
got these different zones there you're aiming at there.
Yeah, I just
blow its arm off or something.
I just blew its stomach off or something. That's a big shot. And if you're not careful, you'll overheat your weapon. So.
About to beat this thing.
Oh no, I shouldn't. I'm shooting in the wrong direction. Oh yeah, so it sprays some kind of weird, nasty crap at you.
Oh, now you're cornered.
That's fine.
Take off his arm. Open up on him.
I'm gonna switch back. I'm gonna finish this guy off properly.
Yeah.
Mission complete.
Guys, be sure to check out the Corsair coverage. They are unveiling a new Cherry MX Switch. It's silent. So be sure to check that out. Also, they've got some new RGB action going on here with the brand new version of the Strafe. They've got a new MMO gaming mouse called the Scimitar, and they also have some new RGB headsets. So check out the footage by clicking on the screen or see the link in the description, or else.